Hey guys, how's it going today? Welcome to the channel, Random Andrew channel, the daily random vlog. Just been sitting here avoiding the heat of the day. It's kind of actually an odd thing. It's September 22nd. By now people should be walking around in at least jeans and sweaters. It should be chillier out, but we're under a heat warning. Southwestern Ontario, Canada. We're under a heat warning in fall. It's kind of weird, but oh well, roll with it, I guess. I'm waiting till later on in the day, letting things cool down outside a bit before I really take any RCs out and try and have any fun out there. I don't wanna bake anything, you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of sitting, chilling, watching some Top Gear, some old school Top Gear. I actually found a working what do they call that? A working stream on the Android box. I was having issues finding one before, but now I got one. So I'm now on season 3, and they're into the second Stig, and I think this is the Schumacher Stig. I'm not sure. Anyhow, update on the Arma Raider build for Jamie. This has been kind of a pain in the butt, but you know what? For being set up rushed, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty good, and it should be fairly tough. As long as you don't drive as aggressive as you drive that Oldsmobile GTR, his van, it should hold up. This is the transmitter he's being set up with. This is like the old school style. It's actually a 6-channel radio, so he's getting a pretty decent radio, and it's got the throttle set for the up and down on the sprung, like it's spring loaded, so it'll always return to neutral. And then left and right with the ailerons. Well, I say ailerons because if it were an airplane, that would be your ailerons. That's what makes you bank. So he's going to have some extra channels there, and then when he does eventually upgrade to a proper transmitter, he'll have that for a spare for something else because that goes with the car, or maybe I'll buy it back off him. I did run into a problem with the motor there, though. I was going to put a Titan 550 and it wouldn't fit proper. I took the sleeve off of it to make it fit, and it's still, I don't know, it just lacks performance. So I'm wondering if that motor's no good. So this is what he got instead of that. Let me rephrase that. This is what he's getting instead of that. It's an Intigi 13 turn. It's a high torque performance style motor, and it actually runs pretty good. You know, it's I've had it in a couple of different cars before just to test it out. Had a good braking cycle and everything, and it's being run by the XL5. You can see that in there. And there's the little, it's a tiny little receiver. Now, he's going to have to avoid water with this because it's just not a wet car. This is waterproof. This can be waterproof just by putting it in a balloon and then zip tying the balloon nice and tight where the wires go in. But this motor here, I really highly recommend avoiding water with this motor. Really a lot of dust and dirt because it is open to the brushes right here, but it is a rebuildable motor as well. So lots of YouTube videos out there if you're curious about rebuildable brushed motors. They are more reliable, more dependable. It's got a nice high-tech torquey servo in there. I can't remember what the numbers were, but it's a high-tech steering servo right inside of there. But it's pretty much good to go. I'm just waiting for it to cool down, and I might throw a 2S in there just to see how it'll perform the way I've set it up. Plus, I'd like to test it out so he doesn't run into any problems after he goes to test it out. 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery or a 2S LiPo will do wonders for this. The LiPo would be the better way to go. And that's honestly what I recommend, but then you're going to have a charger that has balancing capabilities and maybe some kind of LiPo checker, just so you can keep an eye on the voltages. So as you guys know, I've been pretty excited, pretty happy about having the Low C 118 mini rock crawler going again. I gotta take a few things apart and remount this proper. This is staying for now, but it'll only be a matter of time before it needs remounting. And where the battery sits, where the original spot on this upper tray here, if I can't show you a little bit better shot, is these two little nubs here, and I wouldn't mind removing them so that the new battery that it runs off of, this 2S here, I'll be picking up one identical to this, but I want to make it so it can sit flat and level, flush, without the raise from those two bumps. So this is where customizing, I guess, would begin with this one, because I haven't done much customizing with it yet. Sorry, my voice is a little off today. I'm feeling a bit tired, but hey, it's near the end of the day, right? So I got a few things I want to do with this, but the other main thing that I've been thinking about doing is, here's the body. You can see where they molded the shape of a cage into the plastic. Well, I've been working something out on making a big improvement on this piece right here for on here. And I'll show you what I've come up with. I've done a rough sketch of a side view of the body and a top view, and then I took a measurement tool and marked off each of the lengths, measured and then marked off each of the lengths on here. And these are all the numbers I've come up with in millimeters. Yeah, the smallest measurement, right? But anyhow, grand total of 1,800 millimeters. So I'll be just shy of 2 meters of, I'm not sure what size of steel rod, but it'll be approximate to about the thickness of this. And it's not going to be shining like that either. It's going to end up getting painted once it's all done. Now for binding everything, for putting everything all together, being that I don't have a way to weld, I don't have a way to bronze anything together, braze rather, which is kind of like a cross between soldering and welding, I'm just going to get away with using some really good quality JB weld, which is a cold weld. And hopefully that'll be strong enough, but eventually going to have a steel cage for the mini crawler. And then for the side plates, like what would be normally in here, and the hood plate and the side panels, will just be tin cut to match, and that way they can become dented and dinged, and I can just pull them out and put new ones in, and then I can have a hood opening for the blower or whatever I want to do. I'm even thinking of doing the dimensions of the back end a little different, so it's more like a truck bed rather than coming to this point. Customization. And that's one of the other things that I love about the RC hobby in general. It doesn't matter if you're into on-road, like street, speed runs, parking lot racing, lot laps, hot laps, drag racing, off-road. And when it comes to off-road, there's so many different areas: crawling, climbing, bouncing, mud bogging. There's just so many different ways you can build your truck to do, and that's where the customizing, letting you do your thing with your truck, your rig, to make it just your vehicle. And I do have one more thing to show you guys that I remembered real quick, being that you stuck around to this point in the vlog. I'm going to show you the test of the Raider. It's just a bench test, okay, so nothing too exciting, but I wanted to show you where it's at, and kind of in here for Jamie too, because he didn't really have the time to stick around and see it get tested earlier. But check this out. For this test, I have one of my 2S lipos in here. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour Kinexus. What is it, like a 35C, I think, something like that. And we've got we've got an issue with the power button on this thing. An XL5 speed controller. I don't know why it's giving me a problem. Stay on. There we go. Look at the range of the steering on this thing. Now keep in mind, all you brushless fanatics, this is just a brushed motor. Oh, here. Works better when there's a bit of pressure on it. Just a brushed motor, and it still will sit there and spin the tires on it. Mind you, it's not the ferocity of a brushless setup, because there's nowhere near the torque and power that you'll have in a brushless. But for his first, for a brushed setup, I think this is actually going to be pretty dang good. I've recommended to him to get a 2S battery rather than a nickel metal hydride, as there's more torque, there's power, and it just lasts for so much longer. But otherwise, he's going to have enough for somebody who's just getting into the hobby. In case you're wondering, yes, this is a 6-channel helicopter transmitter. I have his throttle wired up in that for like the elevator control, and then his steering is right there. Oh, and because I just had to try, I'm not used to these controls, so it seems a little weird. Oh, almost like a new paddle. Not too shabby. I think you're going to enjoy this a lot, Jamie. I hope you do. And I just went outside and did a test, kept it clean, kept it at the gravel, because I want him to have a nice, clean, shiny new RC when he picks it up. That motor's going to work well in it. It still seems slow, but I'm used to brushless now. I'm used to that just get up and gone kind of power. So when he's ready to do the brushless upgrade, the car's ready for it too. It's just a matter of getting him a nice brushless combo, and one of these days we'll sit down, Jamie, we'll sit down and we'll discuss, I'll show you online how to get a nice cheap brushless combo set, unless you're after the overpowered end-all setup to end-all setups, Castle Creations. Then I'll start telling you more about that. That's what Megas has in it right now, and he won't need another motor in ESC unless I decide to go bigger than 3S. That's the LiPo battery power, 3S being 3S. It's a long day, don't ask. Thank you guys for watching today's vlog. I realize it's shorter, it's not as exciting, but as I said before, I am not one of these high-end vloggers with high-end ability to go out and just do whatever I feel like doing, because everything does cost money in this world. But I try and find ways, I try and find positivity whichever way I can. That should not always revolve around having a big access to money, or how do you phrase that properly? I think you know what I'm getting at. Maybe that day will come someday, maybe it won't. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy doing what I do best at this time, and that's RCs and filming, recording, vlogging. Oh, this day needs to end. Thanks for watching. The hashtag random shoutout. So far, we've got no takers. Hey, you know I'm always trying something new and something different to try and get you subscribers more involved. So this is the latest. Hashtag random shoutout. Nobody yet, but I want to give a shout out to my main man, Kenny Malenko. His channel right here. He always comments, never fails to miss a video. He is actually a pretty big supporter, and he is a pretty damn good content creator himself. I really encourage you to go check his channel out, leave him some feedback and tell him what you think. He's got some amazingly fast machines. 120 mile an hour plus. That's some serious speed. So go check them out. Go check out Kenny's channels. Like I said, Kenny gets just a free shout out because he's always commenting. He's always leaving feedback, letting me know what he thinks. Thank you, Kenny. You rock. Think positive, stay positive, keep a smile on your face. We'll see you here tomorrow. Good night. Vlog over.